Hey, everybody, and welcome to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree with your host, Busy Boo, and I am Jessica Milagros. We are here today to talk about what else? None other than the Big Brother episode. How's everybody doing today?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody? So I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Is usually one of my favorite comps,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not as excited seeing this episode as I thought I was going to be. And I don't know if it's because I watch a lot of live feeds, maybe I was expecting something else, but Big Brother, why do you keep on not giving us the vetoes, on a veto day? Why the suspense? Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Does everybody know? I wonder if ratings have gone up. I see a lot more people watching Big Brother this season. So maybe they're trying to do this little, cliffhanger thing. And that, to be honest, that's not the thing I'm the most upset about.
Ooh, busy has thoughts today. I already
do.
saw. I already saw tape. They already said fair warning. Busy has thoughts. Busy's feeling some sort of way, but before we go through all of that, I just have to let y'all know, click like, subscribe, click to receive the notifications. If you have not shared this with a friend, let somebody know that we do this every Wednesdays during or after vetoes. And just a little tidbit too, for those of y'all who don't know, and a lot of people have been missing Kemi, we just started our recaps for Bachelor in Paradise. So
I saw that. Kimmy looked good in that one.
Yes, she did.
It was laid, bro.
Well, I will tell you that her hair was by none other than Cam herself from the challenge. It was one of her pieces. I love.
Wow.
When I say I love,
come on,
she
Killer Cam.
gorgeous.
She did.
She looked gorgeous. First of all, she always does. But we are so excited because Bachelor in Paradise has started. It started on Monday. It's going to be every Monday and Tuesday. So Kemi and I will be going on live on Monday or on Tuesday, depending on what the majority wants. But that's what we'll be doing. Do you watch Bachelor in Paradise, Busy?
No. Not even to say like that.
No. Oh my God. You sounded like that was the worst thing in the world.
I didn't even to say it like that. No, I don't. I'm not. I've never really gotten into the love shows like that. The only one that I ever truly gotten into was Paradise Hotel. It was a Fox show a long time ago.
Paradise Hotel?
I think they rebooted it, but I love to meet some Paradise Hotel.
That was horrid. Wasn't that the one where David Berta was in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on this new.
I didn't know that he was on a new anything. Not on my watch. But yeah, it's just I've never gotten into those type of shows. It's never been my thing. I never liked them. It's something of, I don't know. I think what happened was the Flavor of Love and Rock of Love and all of those shows kind of ruined it for me. And now I'm looking for that type of drama. And when I don't,
wow.
When I don't get that type of drama, then I'm like, ew.
Oh, you need that type of drama.
I need that drama.
Bachelor in Paradise is, I feel like it's kind of not the OG of dating show, but it is. It was before the Paradise Hotel, and it was before.
Was it
Love Island? Yeah, it started in 2014. It's pretty much the oldest.
Paradise Hotel. It was rebooted. They started when I was in middle school. I loved Paradise Hotel and Forever Eden. Y'all remember Forever Eden? Those are Fox shows.
Oh.
Yeah, and then it was rebooted. I was too young to be watching those shows.
Yeah. Well, just letting y'all know. Well, if you ever care to even watch this, garbage show.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
I mean, It's fun. It's Kemi and I's favorite. We like it better than Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I think that it's a good way to watch all of these, has-beens from prior Bachelor seasons who didn't get picked just run a mess, and it's great. And
Maybe I'll check it out
in the nicest way
with
possible.
love. Yeah, I was like, come through, has-beens. When is Michelle's season starting?
It'll be after this. So
y'all saw her? Okay.
I'm a couple of these in, guys. So
oh my God, Brandon Bernie, that's their thing. Is that endurance?
What?
Do y'all remember Endurance?
Endurance.
It used to be a television show for kids where it was just like Survivor, but it was for kids. I wanted to be an Endurance so bad.
Wow.
But I was never picked. And it looks like Brandon Bernie's thing is Endurance, which I loved Endurance so much.
This is basically what it's gonna be like all night. If it looks like I froze, I'm just giving you a 5-second cliffhanger. Yeah, JP, I agree with that. This is what I'm gonna be doing because seriously, let's get down to this, right? So
is there something to get down to? I'm so tired of them doing this, but I'm more tired of Tiffany.
You're tired of Wait, hold on.
When I say I have feelings, you know what? I'm gonna be very honest. I'm gonna be extremely honest.
And I are gonna try to be as respectful to each other as possible while we are talking.
No, scalp me, drag me, Jessica. No, I think what's gonna be my frustration. I think what's frustrating me are more of the fans and not Tiffany herself, because I see her game, I see her gameplay, but I'm getting frustrated with other people, and some of them are casuals who are like, they don't see that Tiffany's playing the same game as Ozanam, or it's not as open and it's not as emotional. But girl, we're no different than you, okay? And the white woman you trying to save, okay? we're no different than you.
I think that there is a very subtle difference in the way that that Tiffany is playing, in the way that Ozan and Big D are playing in regard to Brittany. It's very, very different. First off, no disrespect. I think I want to preface this by saying to everybody that I really do enjoy absolutely every individual that is currently in this house right now.
I forgot Sarah Beth was there though. Girl, I'm not even lying. Like, I like everybody, but when the end of the episode started coming on, and Kyland, once we get into the episode, but he was sitting down with Sarah, and I was like, I forgot she was she literally like skipped my mind.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You were talking about how much you love everybody.
She wasn't really on this. She wasn't really on this episode. So I get it. She's except when she was snitching, trying to get stitches. And I honestly,
Jessica has time today. She started with the has-been. Now she's calling them snitches.
Look, I do not care for snitches like that. I mean, I get it. Everybody on Big Brother, they snitch in different ways. But this was just such an obvious bitch ass snitch. Like, it's like, really, you don't think that Brittany, out of all people, was going to take this information and just go buck wild? You didn't. I'm sorry, Sarah Beth, you didn't think that by telling Brittany this, that shit was going to hit the fan and that she was going to start crying and that you were going to have to deal with this. She's an evil woman.
I told y'all not to trust white women who are saying, no, childlike. I didn't say white women. Childlike women sitting in the bed singing lullabies to themselves. Okay. That let me know already. Okay. Because it would be scary if any women, if I saw any childlike looking women doing that. Okay. Singing scary lullabies. Okay.
Yeah.
She's a force to be reckoned with, and I don't like the fact that she's still here. Let's get into the episode because I'm about to drag all of them. I hope y'all ready tonight and y'all got a cocktail.
Yeah. Who's got a cocktail tonight? Who's got a drink in their hands? Can you pour one For us,
Yes, please pour one for
yeah,
us.
you know what? So we're gonna start with just where we're at right now. Right now, Kyland has put up Claire and Big D on the block. Obviously, Big D is trying to campaign for an Emmy, an Oscar, if you will, talking about how he's being targeted and all of this. I have no idea how anybody is buying this. Really, I don't. But it seems like Azza is drinking his Kool-Aid a little bit. She's believing it. We all know that, you know, Azza has a very complicated relationship with Kyland. And then because of the prior powers at B, we are going with, you know, the BB Bucks that they were awarded with last week. Some people had played in this first power, which was to be able to get a second power of veto for whoever they bet on. If that person won, they would get a power of veto. So we have Kyland's bet that was on Alyssa, Claire, who's on Kyland, SB, who's on Azza, and Big D, who's on Brittany. So that's kind of where we're at. And now it's Otev. We have Otev, the Jack Jellyfish. First of all, without talking about game really quick, I want to say how much I love Otev. Otev is definitely one of my favorite comps. When you see it in person, it's absolutely amazing. Like it took my breath away. And I'm always in awe with how CBS changes every Otev every year, and they have not yet, you know, doubled up on an Otev. It seems like they always have something very clever and catchy. But was this actually like Arnold Schwarzenegger talking? Because
it sounded like him.
It sounded so much like him.
Well, when Otev first started, didn't everyone have their own rope? When did they start? Like it seems like it's getting just less and less ropes to go up to get up to Otev.
Is it? It's usually the same. It's
Is
one
it just
less.
3?
It's musical chairs.
Yeah,
it's musical chairs. It's not just 3. They didn't have just 3.
They only had 3 ropes.
No, they had more earlier on. They
that's what I was thinking. I felt like we used to people when they first started Otev, everybody used to have rope. Now I saw this one. I was like 3 ropes. What is this about?
Yeah.
Well, what was that season that somebody got pushed and knocked out of the way? Trying to get the rope. I just feel like they're giving less and less.
Oh yeah. That was Kat. I mean, Kat last year. Not yet last year, but Kat. She ended up pushing Cliff, and then she started crying because she's like, "I didn't mean to hurt you," and it was just like a big thing. I remember that. I cried. It was like it was weird because I cried. Nicole cried. She was just like, "I didn't want to." Like it was a mess that year because, you know, both of my alliance members were on the block. So yeah. But they always do. There's always something fun that happens in Otev, and this one was no different. I think, you know, Kyland particularly going ham on all of these rounds, and then at the very end was like, let me take my time.
It wasn't even like he was trying to, because you could have just sat in the water doing this. You really could have just been like this. But no, he's like, okay. And I'm thinking, what are you counting? Like, what, you just standing here, bruh? Like, you really just gonna stand here, bruh? And like, it really frustrated you. Just gonna stand here, bruh?
Bad. I mean, it was just as bad as Azza's throw, because it was like that girl put it in her pants and she's just looking around, and then she literally just throws it to Brittany.
At this point, I would have been like, here, girl.
Girl, if that was the case, I mean, come on.
Just give it to her at this point.
And like these falls were just really bad. You know, Big D being one of them. I knew he was not gonna get.
Was it just the fall, or was it the slide down too? Where why would you slide down there like that with your legs open? And he just went all parts of my man parts hurt. Okay, he slid right into the tree trunk. It was sad to watch. I'm glad that he got up there. He didn't quit. But him going back down, it was just sad. And I think he like kind of hit his chin a little bit. Is there a lot of bruises after Otev's?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. There was a ton of bruises. I saw firsthand. It was pretty bad. I mean, and it
Jesus.
depends like it's so slippery. I honestly couldn't do it. I was very glad that I didn't play and that
Mhm.
I watched because that would have been a hot mess.
Yeah,
That
and then you're
that would
going
have been a
in goo or whatever, and then trying to still get back up there. Just a mess.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't just Big D that crashed his head into the ground. Ozza did too. She looked like she
She
banged
looked,
her
yeah.
face pretty bad. It was the whole throwing for me. It was just it girl, if
Like
you're gonna
nobody gets
throw
it. Just give
it,
it to her.
yeah, if that's gonna do it, then you just give it to her. Just give it to her because first of all, like and then she was like the last person, which means that
Hmm.
she wasn't gonna win the next round. It I don't know.
And she got hers
It's
first. I agree with you. I did feel the type of way about Ozza not just saying, "Look, we just got to take one for the team and do what we can do."
yeah. Oh yeah. We basically I just want to let you know, yeah, Bean, we do sign our life away. Not even before it's like before Otev that we sign all of that off. So if anything happens to us, it's definitely not anybody's fault. But let's get down to like I don't know how much anybody wants to talk about the actual Otev. I don't do we
I'm
don't want
not
to talk about
interested. No,
this,
it wasn't.
right? Nobody wants to talk about
He
the
was aggressive
jellies.
this
Nobody
one
wants to
though.
talk about these jelly flavors. You don't want to talk about the
No,
jelly? I don't think you're
this
ready
Otev.
for this jelly. For this jelly. Woo!
Where Beyonce
Because
at when you need her?
I'm not trying to get fined for this, so I'm just gonna
No, I don't
no.
think that there's no music will be good. I will say that he was really aggressive. This one was really aggressive, and he was talking really down. I think the nicest one, thinking back, I think the nicest one we've had so far was like the psychedelic one when he's like, "Come on, guys, real groovy." Was it last year? Was that last season?
The groove?
Yeah,
No, the groovy. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was last
it
year's.
was the
Yeah,
lizard. He
the
was high.
something, the far something, the savvy
Yeah,
salamander or the something
yeah.
salamander. Ours was the poop and pigeon, like that pigeon that was
Oh, I
like
remember that
so. I was
one.
like, why does my Otev have to have anxiety and just
And
like
you
and
know,
scared of
nothing got
everything?
on
I
them
don't get
this
it.
time. Nothing got on them. Nothing. Because I was like, it looks like we can see through this Otev. But I thought they were going to spray something.
I
Maybe he was
thought
going
so
to throw the jelly up.
too.
None of that happened. And I was kind of upset about that.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun to listen to him. It's always fun to listen to what they had to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pigeon had a very annoying voice. So let's just like nobody wants to talk about jelly, I guess. So we will say that they had to pick up a jar of jelly for whoever the house guest or whatever riddle is given. And at the end of the day, Alyssa wins the veto.
Hmm.
Kai throws it to her. You can tell he throws it to her. His reasoning behind this is because he wants to be the person who takes Claire off, and he doesn't want Claire to take herself off. How do you feel about this? Because, yeah.
Let's rewind for a second.
Yeah.
When the episode started and Kyland and Big D were talking, and Claire was the target. And he's like, "Well, then Brittany and Alyssa, but not sure." And I felt some type of way. And then Tiffany and Kyland are talking, and she comes in to one. Kyland says to her, "I think that Claire needs to go because she's targeting all the black people plus Brittany." Okay, so that's enough of a sign for me to say, like, if we're thinking about the cookout, this girl said half the people.
Yeah.
So let's get her out. She said X, she said Big D, and she said Ozza and Tip and Brittany randomly. So I think that she needs to be it. And here goes Tiffany caping for this lady. In her confessional, why would you tell him this? Now I gotta play damage control, this and that, okay? And that's where my frustration started, because this is what she always do. She's manipulative, and she has her white woman she trying to save, but she get upset that they trying to say this. It really bothers me. It really frustrates me. So
but
then
why? It's the game.
it's the game, but then she looks when remember. Okay, so then during Otev. And when I was like, well, I want to say make sure Brittany has it, so that multiple people can get the veto and our team will be safe. Here's Tiffany. I'm not even going to act like I'm bothered anymore because this is ridiculous, them trying to save. I wish that we could do a side-by-side, because I would say, Tiffany, this you with Kyland saying, let's take Claire off. This you? This you? Now you sitting here talking about Azza. Now, Azza, girl, you could have played it off a little bit better, but now you sitting here talking about Azza trying to save Brittany, but Tiffany, this you?
Wait, but hold on. I just want, and I want to start by saying, Busy, I understand the feeling that this gives you, and I want to know that I understand that it is not fair that this is that both of these instances aren't compared, or people aren't comparing the two. However,
comma, go ahead.
However, Tiffany is speaking, yes, on an emotional level, because I'm sure that she does care for Claire. However, Claire is also a pivotal part of her actual gameplay. Azza, Brittany does nothing to Azza or DF's game. If anything, it has completely brought their game down.
And I think that's the Cookout's fault.
It could have been. It could have been a Cookout's fault, or it could not have been, because the thing is that she is in a lot of people's eyes, and anybody who's watching this, you guys can definitely chime in to let us know your thoughts. But I feel that Brittany is an emotional liability on Azza and DF. She does nothing for their game. She holds no power to this. She's a floater that does not hold any say. Claire also could be considered in terms of a floater, but she has a little bit more of the strategic mindset. She has talked game and has been Tiffany's kind of strategic backboard, kind of like sounding board and whatnot, and is a key piece to Tiffany's game on a game level. So when she's saving her, she's not saving her because Brittany cries too much and she's, she's trying to take care of her or anything of that nature. She is literally keeping her because it is a game piece for her. And she knows that Claire is going to target the people that Tiffany needs to target. Claire, Brittany, she's a wild piece. She's a wild card. I
think Brittany is manipulated. Even Tiffany herself. That's why she wanted to talk to her alone last week. And Big D was like, "Well, girl, if you want to talk to her, talk to me too," because she could be easily manipulated.
Exactly,
Claire
which is bad for Tiffany. See, Tiffany can manipulate Claire. Tiffany cannot manipulate Brittany because Brittany is manipulated by everybody. It's like the first person who talks to her, she says, okay, I'll go with that. And then as soon as somebody else grabs her, okay, I'll go with that. She has no loyalty to anybody.
Yeah.
Brittany emotionally can be manipulative to Azza and Big D, to where Azza and Big D don't see a bigger picture. They haven't tried to go outside of their own Joker's alliance to really make moves. So
I think that's what I'm looking at long term. So I'm looking at two things. One, I thank you for hearing me and understanding me. I'm looking at two things, and I was telling Tay Bay this. I'm looking at one. It's in my best interest in personal game, to keep Brittany. Because we need a shield too. Y'all need to pick off some of these other people. And if we're looking at the cookout as a cookout thing, why your individual game come first? That's how we'll be looking at it. And then when I think about long term, y'all been putting such an eye on the jokers by always targeting Brittany and then talking crap about me and Ozzy if I was Big D. Then I'll say whoever the next person to go up, they gonna target us. Yeah, like y'all actually putting us in more of harm's way than you are helping us. Because if Sarah Beth won, quickly 2 black people going up. If Claire wins the next HOH, she already said she put up all the black people because now Brittany gone. If Derek X gets put up, what's the easy target? You know, who can we easily get out? He may look at Xavier or Kyland, or he gonna put up the jokers. Like now, once you get out Brittany, now easily people have us two in their mindset so that they're not shaking the table. We're easy targets for them. Y'all made it seem like we're just worthless. We're too emotional. We need to calm down. Now the house feels this way. Y'all know y'all can keep picking on us. Y'all have now put us in more of harm's way than not. And I think that in long term, if we're looking at the cookout as a thing, y'all messing up the cookout by not taking out these other people. Why is Derek X still here? Why is Sarah Beth still here? The girl who was targeted, one of the members of the was very clear about it. Why is she still here?
They're here because DX wins competitions, and he's an insanely intelligent.
I'm scared of him.
Strategist, but he's also smart enough to know. I think when you're comparing everybody else versus Azza, Big D, and Brittany, is that none of the other people are showing that emotional side. And I'm saying, like, it's not bad to be emotional. What's bad about it is to show that emotion in this game, because that is what gets you sent home time after time after time again. And if you're playing Big Brother and you're saying, oh, it's not fair, and I'm on the block 3 times and now it's 4, and this isn't fair, you're taking away my person, like, girl, bye boy, bye. Like, that's not how this game works. It's not how the game works. And what you're doing is putting a bigger target on you and your people. Because what Tiffany, yes, is it hypocrisy in the sense that she's doing the same thing? Yes, but she's not showing the emotion, and she's making people think she doesn't care. And since she's telling people she doesn't care, they're going after the people who do care, so that when it's time for them to take away Brittany won't care. Tiffany won't care, because Tiffany has shown she doesn't care, but she does. And this is how you see the difference within the live feeds and the and the edited episodes, right? Because in the diary room, she's saying, no, I need to make sure that I'm keeping this woman. Whereas in the live feeds, she even had us fooled, like, oh, you're gonna get rid of Brittany? Okay, like, nothing much I can do. Okay, she didn't make a big scene, because I'm actually really surprised that Brittany, and again, I'll say this again, I really do like absolutely everybody that's in the house right now.
Yeah.
But in terms of game wise, when you're looking at someone like Brittany, it's like, get rid of her, because we can't take this anymore, because we've already been in the house for over 40 days and we can't keep on seeing someone cry. Like, that takes an emotional toll.
Yeah, stop putting me up.
Like, exactly, which is why they're putting her up and getting her out.
There are other options.
And that's what they'll do.
There are other options.
Totally right.
Just stop putting me up. Like, there are other options. And then I'm thinking about it this way. The emotional players oftentimes are also bitter jurors. The people who don't care, they can kind of think about the game, but you about to send, you got 3 people in here who really care. And those are the people you want to kick out and not have it be on Tiffany's hands. You put it on your own, Kyland. And then I know Tiffany's not gonna win until she gotta win, and she's gonna just have other people get all this blood in their hands, and they're not seeing it. Girl, I'm not taking out the crybaby. Why? So she cannot give me a vote? No, if you want her out, you take her out. Claire can go this week, and that's that on that. If y'all want to take out the emotional ones, then y'all take them out yourselves. But the emotional ones are going to be more than
But
likely bitter jurors.
But I think that a lot of people don't, and you didn't see it in this episode. It's not just because she's emotional, right? She's a wild card. A lot of people can't peg or know what she's going to do, who she's going to target, what's going to happen. Okay. But it's also because, and they didn't say this because it's an edited version, and why would they tell, the Big Brother, common folk who watch the show that that the reason she's going out is because they gave her $100. You know what I mean? And that has a lot to do with it. And it has a lot to do with it. And they didn't say it on this show, which I was very surprised. But at the same time, why would you say it on the show so that people, like, I don't know.
I was talking to Tater Bay about this, and y'all, Tater Bay is my partner. He's in the chat. He's probably talking. But if y'all think that the underdog is the one who's getting all the money and she's so emotional, y'all don't think that they're not going to give it to the next emotional person? Like, y'all been targeting the jokers, and I think I was I can't remember who said it in the house, but they were like, they're giving it to the underdog. America always roots for the underdog. I think it was Tiffany. But they always root for the underdog. Well, y'all are making the jokers look underdoggy. Like, if anything, y'all giving the money to Brittany. I'm like, they're doing this themselves. They're trying to overcompensate or maneuver around the things that they are making happen. There ain't no reason why I say, can you make sure you go tell her and think that it's a smart idea and then be upset when now she's reacting to being told that she's it's like they're making decisions and then watching it implode and then blaming Brittany when it's their fault.
Yeah.
Brittany is somebody that you could waste a double on. That is true.
Yeah. Well, exactly. You know that she's leaving due to the $100. Absolutely. And and what, Joseph, the part that could be due to her stress, she's on the spectrum. I understand all of this, but I also want to preface that not everybody in this house has dealt with someone who is on the spectrum, and because she's insanely capable in many, many, many ways. She's a very intelligent woman.
She almost broke her neck to win that veto.
Yeah, she's a very capable woman. She's a very, like, people, who are on the spectrum, especially house guests that have been on the spectrum. When you're looking at it, like someone like Ian who won the game, when you look at someone like Kaser who is insanely intelligent, and that in Big Brother terms doesn't mean a lot. And that's not going to get a sympathy vote, especially with how crazy some, let me not say crazy, some how hardcore some Big Brother contestants are, and how fans are, because it's not the place for you to use that as a notch on your belt to say, I'm going to get sympathy votes, or I'm going to get the understanding, or whatnot. When you're stuck in this house, that feeling when you wake up in the morning, if you have to deal, like, this is 24/7.
The stress,
the amount of stress, the amount of it's like just any type of bad vibe can really
throw the whole mood up in the house. Yeah,
just get them out. Just get them out. We just need them out. Like, I get it. You might be able to keep them for A, B, and C, but nah. My sanity and my
this is why I could not do the game. I just could be I'm too emotional, and I'm a loud mouth. I would be like Davon first season and Dominique her first season. Okay, the snakes. Because I have something to say. Okay. And talk about a house meeting, girl. I want to get
You'll
this
be like
out.
my friend. My best friend, every time. There's 7 of us. There's 7 best friends, and we all crazy. We're all,
Yeah.
We all have our things. So when we're all talking and she goes, hey, I got something to say.
I got something to say. Okay.
But she starts like this. Hey, I got something to say. And so we already
Oh,
know, everybody shut up.
let's
Marty has something
listen.
to say. So
Mm-hmm.
that's for her. So every time we got something to say, we always say, hey, I got something to say. So anytime you want something to say, you just say, hey, I got something to say.
My family would look at me and go back to what they was doing. They wouldn't even acknowledge me saying, hey. They'd be like, oh, here you go again. They want to move to the other room. So I think because I'm so emotional, this is why my outlook is I'm so frustrated
Mhm.
because I understand their feelings and I'm not good at not showing mine. Like if I feel something, I feel it and you'll see it. And it's a strength and a weakness. I know that.
Yeah.
But I think that this is why I'm so big on this side. Y'all keep targeting us week after week after week after week. And I don't see how they can't feel like it's an us thing. Like it feels like I'm talking to the jokers specifically because
Mhm.
when changes are made, we're the last to know. But y'all say we're in an alliance together. But when y'all trying to change something, y'all don't want us to be in a room when you're talking. When another change is starting to happen, you're telling us right before, or you're telling our teammate right before it happens. But y'all also want us to not be emotional about how we feel like y'all backstabbing us. Like I don't understand how people don't see that it is the right feeling to have that Ozza and Big D don't feel like this a real alliance. And Tiffany's around here barking orders and telling people what to do, and they just trying to take us out because each week it's us on the block.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm just
I was
reading
sitting there,
as
I was
you're
so
talking.
frustrated.
I'm reading Tay the Bay saying how you are now an honorary joker,
I'm a joker. I'm a joker. I'm upset. I was
which
upset.
Tay, which could be true because his captain was Frenchie and that was his first pick.
That was my first
So that
pick.
was his first pick. So
Look,
it's
I'm winning in
probably
my
the most
drafts.
influential person to Busy Blue and like us.
But I'm winning on my drafts. Y'all check that. But so, question, because this is what really peed me off. When after the veto, Kylan and after the Sarah Beth and Kylan conversation, Kylan and Big D are talking.
Mm-hmm.
And Big D's like, what you think you about to do, girl? And he's like, well, I'm thinking Brittany. Why was not his first question? Why are we taking off Claire? Did you watch the whole the conversation on live feeds? Because I'm still confused on why Big D didn't ask first, and why we didn't really dive into why we taking off Claire and
Did you
and
see?
who is taking her off.
Did you see is this my husband? Look, he just opened the door.
Girl in the back.
Shut it
No, I didn't even see.
back.
I didn't even see.
He opened the door and he shut it back. He's like, sorry, y'all. Um, uh, yes. Well, the thing is that it was really always supposed to be Brittany, right? Like this isn't new.
I was watching
They
a feast
knew that
today, and
Brittany.
Azza and Big D were talking about that. They was like, look, they was trying to fool us, but it was always going to be us. And
It
I think
was.
that's what's the problem. And this is why I get more. Now I'm getting fired up again. This is why I get so frustrated because we have to connect the dots after. Because y'all not telling us as an alliance that y'all say or claim we are before.
Yes,
So
which is again, well, that's because a lot of those that are in the cookout know that when it comes to Brittany is like Azza and Big D's kryptonite. They're the keepers, right?
and now
When
Claire is
when
theirs.
yeah, when you are when you are trying to save like an when you're trying to save the emotional chaos that will be in the house for would you rather have it 7 days out of the week, or would you have it for 3 days? Think about this. Who is 24/7? It's 24/7. We know already how this house kind of maneuvers.
Yeah.
They talking game in the morning, at night, like it's all, if anybody's watched the live feeds, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, Kyland's waking up at like 5 in the morning, talking about let's talk game, and keep changing things, and keep throwing out scenarios, and they're all like that. So when you're dealing with someone like Brittany, who's always going to be in your ear 7 days out of the week, then you're like, nah. She would be like, if we can't get rid of one, let's get rid of the other. And honestly, she was not originally going to be that target had she not won the $100. It's just simple as that. And she said she was keeping it so that she could play the roulette. She having that power would be a real big problem for the cookout as a whole. Who, like, think about the person you probably hate the most at work. And now you have to be in an enclosed space with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have to see their face. You got to hear their voice. You have to, you know what I mean? If all you're going to do is hear someone crying or mad or sad or saying it's not fair or this or that or the other for 7 days straight.
But is it because of something that I'm doing to them? Like,
it doesn't matter if it's their fault or not. It's the way you handle it. Baby boy, I get it. But I've also been, I'm not going to feel bad for her because I was banished week 1 in the first 3 hours. I was on the block week 2. I was on the block week 3. So
I don't feel bad for her.
The difference isn't how you handle it. It's literally how you handle it.
I don't feel bad for her though. Brittany is not is none of my concern. My frustration, all of my frustration, is with how Azza and Big D's feelings are being pushed aside and ignored. And because of the way that other people are acting towards,
but why? This is gonna sound really bad. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I don't want it to sound this way.
Say it.
Who cares about their feelings?
Exactly.
Who cares about their feelings? This isn't about I feel. This is about you tell me why it's strategically more important to keep Brittany on the block. Stop talking about, oh, I hate how we're being targeted all the time. And come with, this doesn't make sense because
that's my strategy.
This person, and this person did A, B, and C, and this is how this is going to happen. When Tiffany talks, she throws out scenarios. She throws out reasons that can happen. Well, this can happen with this person, this can happen with that person, and this is what we're trying to do. So with this person we get here, with that person we get there, with this person we get there. Take your pick.
Look, and I see and
then they say I don't agree with that. Okay, why don't you agree with that? Because I don't. What's your plan? I don't have one.
And so when I get out the HOH,
it can't be, yeah. It seriously can't just be that. Like, I've learned it's.
No, Tiffany is playing an amazing game.
Either. I wasn't a mastermind.
You're iconic though. No, you were not, but your moves were iconic. But I see what Tiffany's doing, how she's doing it. I just don't like it to be. I think it's the viewers who make me feel like, girl, Tiffany's doing the same thing. It's just that she is doing it without. If we both thieves, don't look at me because I'm crying about I don't like stealing and it's getting frustrated when you're like, well, I'm a better thief. Girl, I'm no different than you. Like, we both thieves though. Just because you do it better don't make you better.
Yeah.
We both need to go to jail. We both need to go to jail. Okay.
But one of us will and one of us won't if you're the better thief.
Because I have a conscience. It's not how I feel, okay, Justin? That's how I feel.
Yeah, get your boy right here. He's like, no. That's true. If you're gonna be a thief, be the best thief. Be the one who's not gonna get caught.
Or don't steal.
Yes, you're both. Well, when you're in when you're in an environment that says you must steal, then if it's like you're stealing because you
I
need to
hear y'all
eat.
because Michael Brown says that Ozzy and Big D need to give an actual plan and not just criticize everything. I could understand them feeling like they can give an actual plan if so. I feel like there's already preconceived notions about them when they come to people. People
Mm-hmm.
already dismiss what they're gonna say. They're already looking like, oh, it's gonna be an emotional plan, and then I don't think Ozzy and Big D can come with plans if they always feel like they had to lose the end of the stick. Girl, nothing that we say matters anyway. Every week we've been trying to get plans, and y'all put Brittany up. Y'all put Brittany up. Y'all put Brittany up again. Now y'all put Brittany up again. Y'all still want us to come to y'all with plans? Y'all keep putting the onus on Ozzy and Big D like they have it every week. And this is also why y'all making fun of them. Oh yeah, but they've been trying to say put me up. Yes, they also gave other things that nobody did, and they still put Brittany up, and they're
Look,
putting Brittany up again. And now you're saying, yeah, but they need to come with other plans. They have not been listened to since week 1, and y'all
but
still want them
why?
to come to
But
them
why aren't? But that's I get it. But why aren't they being listened to?
because
Let's
Tiffany's
look. Let's
is
look
a,
at
is a is a
the
bossy lady.
no, no. Let's look at the people who have been in power. First of all, you have Kyland, who has now this is his second HOH.
Mm-hmm.
He put Brittany on the block first time,
Yep.
has no really has no feeling that Brittany wouldn't put him up because Brittany would. She would definitely put him up. Like he's already compromised her safety once. He knows that he would be targeted by her again. Like Claire has never targeted him. Claire was on his team, you know. There
He's trying to now finally say, well, in this episode it was edited for him to him to feel like, well, I need to be in good with her, which by the show on the Otev, she was more upset with you than not.
I'm sorry. I just
Yeah, I don't know. Jessica's the thief.
he's the bad thief.
No,
He's the bad thief. I'm the one. This
I would come back to your
hyperventilables
house and give it
probably
back.
hide them from me
Yes,
because
okay.
I'm the one who wouldn't get caught. Because he would be the
I
one who
said,
would
you know
tell
what?
everybody that he
I
was
picked this up
sorry
by
for
mistake.
stealing them.
I didn't mean to bring this up. Can you just not call the police on me? I didn't mean that.
It's look, I don't even know how to
We definitely play our day. I would play. Well, you played the game. I can't even get it. But
well
I
no, but
cannot do it that way.
I knew how to not like, and the thing is that I've cried in that house. I've cried in that house. I've been put on the block. I've cried. There was actually one moment, and Kemi would tell you that we were both on the block and I cried, and she said, I hope she cries herself all the way out of the house because it is known fact that if you make it feel miserable in that house while you're in the house, you are more than likely to leave the house. They would rather, even if you are better for their game, if you're making them insanely miserable, uh they'll get you out and try to find another way. They would. They really would. And that's Big Brother 101, yo. Like I knew that coming in, just like everybody, as soon as you start crying and you make it an emotional scene, you become a liability. As soon as you're in a liability, you are targeted
Nobody wants to be
every
a forever
time.
pawn, and you could be a quiet pawn, or you could be a emotional pawn, or you could be an. Nobody
And when
wants to
you're
be a
an
pawn.
emotional pawn, and when you're an emotional pawn and not a quiet pawn, you will leave faster.
Forever pawns always go home. I can't. I don't know of any forever pawns that have won.
There were forever pawns that made final three. Victoria. Victoria? Yeah, Victoria from
Victoria May.
Victoria made final three from Cody and Derek's season. She was
was the most
literally
annoying.
the takeover. She was
Well,
the
she wasn't.
pawn that kept
She didn't.
giving.
Yeah, she didn't do it, but she really was just like,
She thought she
and
played
she
it in
had
an
those tacky
insanely.
extensions.
Yeah. Oh, Spencer was also one. Spencer, Victoria and Spencer in season 15. was also
Spencer, yeah, okay.
the
So
the
now I do
pawn,
know.
a pawn
Now I
star.
do know. It's Victoria and
So
Spencer.
sometimes pawns take you all the way to final three, if but the thing is, when you're mostly like when you're a pawn like that, especially with Victoria, like she was just getting carried and she didn't care. She was living life. It was like she was on the block, but she knew she wasn't going home, so she was just making the best of it,
But that's not a winning game.
it's not, and some of them are not winning games, you know what I mean?
But Brittany wants to win.
But she ain't but she ain't winning like that.
Well, she's not winning at all,
She's
clearly.
not winning. First of all, she shouldn't said anything about winning any type of money. She should have just said,
That was
like, this is the thing. You don't tell, I have no idea why you would tell someone that you got $100 from, from America. That,
and
that,
not use it.
that always puts a target on your back. 100% always puts a target on your back. Winning anything, taking the money, doing all of this other stuff. Do you see how, Sarah Beth, everybody, she was on the block, she took the money, people were pissed off. But where's Sarah Beth now? She ain't on the block. Everybody
Barely thought
forgot
she was
about
there.
this money. Everybody forgot this, and we forgot she was even in the house this week because she wasn't being shown until she started snitching, and then maybe she might get some stitches later.
I'm so
But
over her. Ugh,
you know,
I'm just over her.
it's
I hear you. I hear you, and I see the why it's important to do so. It's like the Donald Trump to my Obama. Like, I just don't want to do things that way. Okay, yes, you may succeed, you'll get a lot of money, but I want to pay my taxes just because I feel like you should. Okay, but so
yeah.
okay, back to my question. Before you scout me, okay, can you leave me a couple strands of hair, please? Yes. Um, why do you think he didn't ask first? Why is Claire not going up?
Why is Claire not going out?
Yeah,
Because
what? Yeah, why is
Brittany.
Claire not staying? Because that's my
Why
first
is
question that
Claire?
Big D should have
Why
asked.
is Claire? Oh, well, because he doesn't ask those questions. He doesn't think strategically like that. Like he
He
hasn't
really
had
went for a
to.
harsh. Now there was some truth in Kyland taking a shot at Derek X, but I don't think that Derek X would take a shot at Kyland. I don't know. Do you think
Derek
so?
X.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do. I think that. I
So
think
he
that.
brought up a great point.
Um. Here's the thing. We gotta think that Tiffany is doing a hell of a good deed by protecting those that Kyland or anybody else is thinking um about attacking, or targeting. She
Mm-hmm.
starts with the yes, we need to get rid of them. So she shows them that yes, I'm willing to get rid of them. Let's get rid of them. You can't trust them. Let's not do this. And then somehow she's able to change the conversation to
Mm-hmm.
say, yes, we need to get rid of them, but they're not the problem right now. This is the problem right now. And therefore she's creating this trust.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, Busy Blue, oh my God, yes, that person should not have done that to you. That's horrible. We need to do something about that. You cannot be their friend. I'm not even going to deal with them. That's horrible. But
I
this
agree with you. See,
person,
that's so
but
easy.
this, but this person is being manipulative. This person
Mm-hmm.
is not even on the radar. We already know about this person, so let's keep that under wraps right now because we already know that person exists. But we need to get rid of this one before they become an even bigger problem for us, because at least we know this person. We know in her mind she has made Kylan think she's a problem, but she's a problem that I can take care of because she tells me everything and she doesn't know it yet.
What has
And
Tiffany done?
hmm?
What has Tiffany done?
What do you mean? What is Tiffany
Outside
doing?
of being in our ear about, what she knows and doesn't know, what has she done?
Well, I don't
I
understand
ain't
the
getting no
question.
competitions. She's
She's
not
actually
even
pretty
giving.
bad at competitions. Yes, she is.
So it's not
Um,
even like she can save me if it goes to fan. Like if it really goes to fan, and I'm listening to her be in my ear, she ain't the one who could pull me up. Like I would trust Derek X if I was Kyland over Tiffany because at least he played and he took me off.
um, well, that's not that's not really the thing right now. I think it's just more so that the fact that she's a strategic, she makes the strategic sense out of all of this. The whole getting the six to the cookout, like the whole cookout to final six is Tiffany's doing.
And I feel like everybody needs to realize, and I feel like this may happen. Oh, and it will be great TV. It will be the best TV. I'll be sad about it, but I'm actually now here to watch it. But when people start realizing we're getting all the blood on our hands, and Tiffany has none on hers, and we're
But
still listening to her.
that's not because of anything other than the fact that she's made it seem that she's bad at competitions. So it's not like she's even throwing them to the point of Aza, where it's like, okay, girl, you threw that. That was very, very obvious.
Are
If
we
she's,
sure? Are we
huh?
sure? Are we sure?
What has she thrown? What has she thrown that made her look like she threw that? And she's definitely a comp beast.
That's something I would be thinking about. How much blood? Because now we're at jury. Now we're at jury. Like, now this is blood on the hands, okay? And you're going to have to really think through every person you are deciding. You really have to think through every move and how you're going to explain to the person you're evicting why they had to leave. Like that's your game piece. That's your game move that you should be making right now. Even Kyland in that storage room couldn't say, "Well, we're all trying to get to the end where maybe something's happening." God said, I read something yesterday. What are you saying to me right now? Can you tell me why I'm going up? I've done nothing. Well, we're just, you have to understand. Girl, spit it out. Okay, you took that horse thing off your head, and now you don't know how to talk. Say what you mean. Okay, what's going on? You're doing Tiffany's dirty work, and he doesn't even see it. And as he was trying to explain to Brittany why she needed to go up, because he just knew it was important for her to know. That's why he told Sarah Beth to tell her. It was just so imperative that she understood and knew. Now explain it to me why. Because if you get to the end and I got two people who y'all say already got my back, why should us three vote for you? It just didn't make sense for Kylan not to sit down and say, okay, she needs to go. What am I going to tell her? And then we need to get her out because the two emotional players keep having her back. Will they do the same thing in jury? Am I losing 3 votes right now and not just 1 vote? And we could just let Tiffany do this. Like it doesn't make sense to me. It don't make no sense.
But again, it's because of the way she is planting the seeds, and it's the way she is presenting the information, and that is key. And that is why right now, whoever like it or not, she's one of the best players in this game. Do I feel like she's gonna win? Probably not. Somewhat like
Really?
yeah, and we could get into that, but
Yeah.
want to thank Pika X Rich for the super
Yes.
chat. Thank you so much again. A super chat's a great way to support our show, because we do this because we just love the game and we.
What does
love
it
to
say
see
at
each
the
other.
end?
It says, "How did Britt and DF get BB bucks?"
And
DX va ganar BB, ojalá. So that means that he's hoping that DX wins Big Brother.
okay.
Ganar, yeah. DX va ganar. Well, when he means like DX is gonna win Big Brother,
Okay.
Hopefully. Ojalá is like the hopefully. Like
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
um
I put parentheses in there. I'm hoping that. Okay. 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 Look at us. So you
yeah.
get a review, also a Spanish lesson. Okay. Uh,
Yes, watch us for the next Spanish. This is better.
yes.
Yeah, this is better than what are the Spanish tutorials things? I don't even know. Hooked
I
on
don't know.
no.
I did sign language, so
Is it like I was gonna say hooked on phonics, but I guess
no,
that's
that's where
not
you're
that.
learning. No.
I didn't learn Spanish with hooked on phonics. I get it. I get it.
Oh.
Sorry, I used to
Somebody
be
said
like
that
hooked on
Tiffany's
phonics
path
work for me.
to Final Two is quite difficult.
Wait,
So
which one was that?
Christina, right after my boyfriend, he doing a lot of writing. Thank you for being here. I love the support.
Yes. Yes. Tiffany's path to final two is very difficult. Is very, very difficult because it's first of all, there's a lot of people that in the grand scheme of things, like her people are
Mm-hmm.
that of DX and Claire. Those are the two right after Brittany that are gonna be gone. I don't see anybody really wanting to take her to final two, even though Kyland says it. I don't believe that he is
Oh
honest
no.
in that assumption. I think X would probably no. You know what? Let's just because we're at that point. I feel like I have to do it. I'm just gonna put in right here this disclaimer.
Oh, let's
Let's
get the
put in
spoilers.
yes.
Ain't nothing happened at the end of this episode.
Let's get this. Yeah, nothing's happening at the end of this episode because we know that nobody got picked for veto. So we are now going into disclaimers and saying that whatever we say from here on out is going to be a total spoiler for you. So if you do not want to be spoiled, if you do not watch live feeds and do not want to hear live feeds, then this will not be information that you may want to see. Sorry that I don't have a nice little jingle. Maybe I need to get a jingle. I need to get a little
Spoilers,
song.
spoilers,
Spoiler alert.
spoilers.
What
There
is
you go.
it like? I don't
Everybody
know.
has a different
We're
song.
gonna
Yo, if y'all don't want to be spoiled, leave the room. Wait, what
get
was
out.
it?
Get
What was
out.
it? It was the Players Club, which she said, "I need everybody in the room, the dressing room, please." You remember? Did you ever watch this, the Players Club? I need everybody to
No,
leave the dressing room, please. Okay, so maybe I'll start saying on my channel. Yo, you never seen the Players Club
I don't think so.
with Lisa Ray McCoy?
With who?
Lisa Ray, the Brat sister. Jess.
No, I'm sorry. I've watched a lot of things, but not the Players Club.
With Ice Cube,
No,
Bernie Mac.
no. Maybe I'll put that down on my list of things
It's
to
very
watch.
trashy, very ghetto, you know. But when she came in, she said, "I need everybody to leave the dressing room, please." Okay, that's what we mean when we about to start telling everybody the business. I need all y'all to leave the dressing room.
Oh, okay. Well,
But you got to see the movie
y'all.
first. Where's your husband? What is he doing?
He definitely not watching the Players Club. I'll tell you right now. He does
But
not
I'm sure
watch.
he has seen it. It's one movie. Every man has seen the Players Club. I think that was the first.
No,
I'm not going to talk about that on this live.
he's not watched any of that, any of it. I had to make him watch The Best Man with me.
But the Best Man and the Players Club are two different things. I know your husband. I'll put
I'm more
money on it.
rom-com. I'm more rom-com.
See, yeah,
Like,
Players Club is not a rom-com.
He hasn't watched Poetic Justice. He hasn't watched.
Those are love stories. But he watched Boys in the Hood.
I'll ask him. I don't think so.
I'll put $20 that he's seen Players Club.
Okay, we'll see. Okay. Karina's like, I love that movie. Okay, well, I'm gonna put it on my list then.
It's gonna be so ghetto. You're gonna hate me after. All right.
Is it to the extent of Set It Off?
It's extended in what, like
Similar? No.
No, because the Players Club is about a strip club and a woman who had to strip to stay in college and everything that she has going on. But the nudity was free, and it was in the 90s. Like, it was Lisa Ray, her breakout role. It was when Ice Cube, right before he started doing like all the Friday movies and all of that stuff. Like, it was right during that time.
Okay, so
We changed the subject. Yeah.
let's talk about spoilers. So
Okay.
the idea behind this is the fact that there has been a lot of talk, and whether this is true or not,
This
Kyland,
flipperization is bothering me.
the what?
The flipperization.
Oh yes, yes. As people would know if you were watching the live feeds, because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't tell us in the episode, is that that Brittany does get put on the block, right? Claire is taken down
Can you tell us how?
by the second veto.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyland, yes, Kyland did use his second veto to take Claire off.
So Alyssa, who won the veto, decided, girl, I was just gonna sit here with mine, okay? Um, and the person who put the girl on the block, who just got a happenstance veto, said,
So
"I'm gonna use mine."
true. So the thing is knowing that he gave Alyssa, obviously he threw the veto to Alyssa. This also being that he did do a soft pitch of putting Alyssa on the block. And this was not going to happen because X was definitely very passionate about Alyssa not leaving. He thought it was not fair that he had lost Christian the week before. He is not going to lose another person the same
That's
week.
unfair.
That
How does he get a chance to campaign and not want to lose a
Well,
person?
because he's not crying every 5 seconds. That's why. That's
Okay,
I
go ahead.
can't.
Go
The things that I say sometimes. The things that I say sometimes makes me feel like, am I wrong, America, for me to say such things? Does X not have the opportunity to say, hey, I just lost someone? Mind you, Joker's lost Frenchie week 1 they lost Frenchie. You don't think any of them Jokers were going to be targeted if 2 of them were in the cookout and they have each other? Come on, let's get real. And plus Kyland is very close to X, and so he does not trust Azza. Rightfully so. Azza doesn't trust him. Nobody really understands what Kyland's doing. Kyland, when he talks in riddles. He doesn't really make much sense. You don't really understand what he's saying. I kind of compare it to my use of the word like in my season, because he tries to get around a specific situation. He tries to give himself more time to kind of find a lie or something to make sense, so it doesn't sound like
to me is so frustrating. I just hate when he's having conversations.
Yeah, it is hard. It's he has a very hard.
He's a walking fortune cookie.
That was good. That is so good. I never thought about it that way.
Oh my god!
I never thought about that, but
it's true.
I want to give a big shout out to my boy Brandon, because I love him so much. He's a big Britney fan. He's such a hardcore Britney stan, and I love you, Brandon, for loving her. We do love her. I just don't care for her gameplay. So I don't want anybody to take offense to this. I don't know. Unfortunately, sometimes just our persona and how we're perceived in the house is just,
You're giving us Kyland right now.
But going back to the spoils. So with everything and how Kyland has been kind of dealing with this HOH-itis in sorts, been very condescending lately, has been very off-putting. I feel like a lot of Kyland stans have kind of calmed down a little bit and kind of
Twitter was so mean today to Kyland. It was hard to watch.
He is not having the best Twitter week. I feel bad in a way, but at the same time, he needs to calm it. But there has been talk of him being the first person to leave the cookout. So he may be the first person out. Has been talked about by several people. So
So
by
not
several
the
members.
emotional ones.
Not the emotional ones, not the emotional ones. Like,
Oh,
it but you know what? There's still a way of making it, it's about how you make people feel, right? Because at some point last week, Tiffany was definitely one who was being targeted as well because she was having a bad week. She was being
you remember she made up that
very
lie
rough.
about Kyland and Sarah Beth knowing each other, and then was telling people that the lady she yelling at you if you don't say good morning, good afternoon, good night. Oh, let me calm down.
Yeah. It was a little rough. But she has really made up for it this past week with the
Mhm,
apologies. She had a good apology sesh with Aza.
mhm.
That ex was monitoring, or what was he?
Oh
He
my God,
was
I missed
like the
this.
yeah.
What day was this?
So when was this? The people who watched the feeds, can
Who watched the
you
feast? Who
tell
saw this? I
me?
missed this.
Maybe it was yesterday or the day before. But I think it was the day before yesterday,
But
where
today they were just still. It seemed like Asa still was like side eyeing Tiffany with her and Big D were talking, and then she went to go talk to who she just talked. It was right before the show happened. So I don't know if
yeah,
it worked. But go ahead,
yeah.
sorry. I didn't hear
I
about.
mean,
I didn't hear the
yeah.
apology.
So there was a big apology. X is definitely was kind of he was in the middle and kind of just being ref to what was being said on both ends.
Uh huh.
How when Tiffany, remember when I told you last week, the way Tiffany talks is that she's saying I don't care, but like I don't care not in the sense that she doesn't care. She means she
Yeah.
doesn't care how you she doesn't offend easily. So
Yeah.
she says I don't care, so that that whatever you say is not going to offend her,
Bother
but it
her.
kind of
Yeah.
comes off. Well, she was actually explaining that to Aza. She's like, when
Okay.
I say I don't care, I'm just saying that I don't get offended easily. So when I say I don't care, like you are not going to hurt me. You are not going to hurt me. So it was
And she
like a
should
good
have
back and
said that
forth.
in
They
the
hugged, they
beginning. That's
cried.
good.
They hugged, they cried. She said there was no way that she would ever,
She cried for a black person.
they both, you know, they both did a little bit of the teary vibe, more Ozza than anything, because in this situation Ozza is a little bit more emotional
Oh my God,
than
this emotion
Tiffany.
slander has got to go. Okay, I
Xavier, they said, Christina says Xavier was a terrible mediator. Thank you for the word. I lost the word. I was like, he's the middle person. This man kept letting Tiffany interrupt Ozza. You know what? Yes, but at the same time,
uh huh.
that's just what she does. And yeah, it it was
See,
hard.
thank you, Christine. See, I ain't watch it, but that sounds about right because they just let Tiffany do whatever she wants to do and trample over Ozza. And I think what would make Tiffany a lot better, truly, is that she could be cutthroat because my mother, she is a cutthroat person, but she also understands when people have emotions, how you deal with them and
Mhm.
explain your side. Because if emotional people feelings are hurt, we just need to know now where you're coming from. That way we won't feel that way. But if you continuously make us feel that way, then we think that that's who you are and that's your personality. If she could have just said in the beginning, "Oh, I come off harsh, so when I say these things,
Oh, she
if
said that. She
you're so
definitely has said that.
self-aware, you could have said, if I say these things and how I've been saying them, not week 5, 6, after hurt my feelings and I got your number. If we're in an alliance, let us know, okay, throughout these next couple of weeks, if I sound like I'm barking orders or if it sounds like any of the stuff, I don't want anyone to take it personally. Can you just know that this is
Yeah.
part of, and talk to me about it and don't feel afraid to talk to me about it. She was just this wall. And now it's week 6 and you like, oh, I just want to say that, girl, get out of here. Go away from me
Oh,
with this, Apollo.
they were talking about the miscommunication that had happened when they were originally, like, that first mishap that they had. So I think it was just, them talking about that. The thing is that when you're talking about, and this is random, and I want to put this out, and I want to
Go
put
ahead.
this out there because I completely forgot. You're talking about, when I think about Asa, because a lot of people say, yeah, that she is very emotional, and the way that she treats Kyland, like she doesn't trust Kyland. She was talking to herself yesterday and was talking about how she had been drinking Kyland's Kool-Aid for a while, and she's not trusting him. She kind of gets what's up, and was kind of replaying the whole comp in her head as to why did Kyland pick me. Now, I want to ask you if this, because it was very clear to me why he picked her. It wasn't I'm against Azza. It was more of a, and this is another reason why Brittany is leaving, is the fact that Brittany and that Brittany did choose Sarah Beth and Kyland in this knockout comp. You're not the first two people. They were the first two people up. Brittany won the knockout comp, and she said Kyland and Sarah Beth. If that was not a clear indication that she knew what was up and that she wanted Kyland and Sarah Beth to go up against each other, that was also an understanding. But
didn't we just get out a couple? So shouldn't we also then tag, because we just got out one couple, brother and sister, they wanted to call each other, but now they kissed each other on that. I'll leave that alone. Then we just got another couple, and Tiffany just went around the house telling everybody that Kylan and Sarah Beth know each other. They've known each other for a long time. We need to make sure we break that up too.
Yeah, and that's fine, except that she did and he won HOH, and now that's a reason he would be targeting her.
But he ain't using that. He could have said that.
Oh, but it is one of the reasons. It could be, he doesn't have to say it. It's definitely, and actually, I actually think that he did say that at some point.
In his River of Riddles.
In his yes. And maybe it's because I was writing them down and I solved the riddle in the crossword puzzle as he was saying it. I was like this, and I was like, wait, hold on, okay. I get it. I found it. I found out what happened.
You gotta solve the puzzle.
I figured it out. No, but yeah. So the idea here is like, she's like, why does he keep on picking me? And it's like, girl, she said he picked me 4 times. He picked you twice. And
but we see each other. You was behind the scenes for those other ones. I could not trust him.
But I want to know from the audience, like from the people who are watching this, do you feel like Azza is right in saying that she was being targeted, or was it that Kylan felt attacked by Brittany because he was picked to go first against SB, and then he picked Brittany and Azza because they were a known pair, and then Azza picked Kyland again, and then he just picked Azza again? Like, do people understand why Azza was chosen twice, not 4 times, but twice? Like, and not feel the understanding because Brittany got it. And people make it seem like, she's on the spectrum, but she understood why. And she said, oh, well, that's because I put Kyland and Sarah Beth on the up first. And they're like, no, Brittany, just stop talking. Like, Missy's not having it.
You have to, like, I cannot see how. I hear you, girl. And I'm gonna go with that. With all of the moves that they make, the culmination of moves that they've made and how they've made them, even in the HOH competition, there's no way for me to not feel like if I was in Azza or Big D's shoes. Sorry, I don't know why my mouth is watering. I'm salivating. Okay, but I feel like Wendy Williams. I don't understand how people can't see that. It don't matter what you do. All you gotta do is say my name, and now I'm feeling like, oh, here they go. They're about to attack us. They're about to put us on the block. Every aspect that you do now, because now we've got to week 6 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm starting to feel like because it'll take 3 weeks for something to become a habit, and Brittany's already been there for 3. Now it don't matter what you do. I'm already looking at you like, you could have just picked me one time. Would have felt like 4 because y'all been targeting us, and everything is so heavy. The way I look at you, you've been putting us up, not telling us what's going on, doing sneaky stuff behind my back. So even if you only said my name one time, I'm gonna be like, you see how many times they kept picking me? I would exaggerate everything because I'm upset with you. And every time they said a name, they said my name. They just couldn't get my name out of their mouth, even if they only picked me one time. I would be like, hey, you see how my name couldn't stay out of their mouth, okay? I would have been exaggerative about it. You're targeting me. I can't. The cape you have on your back must hurt. Okay, trying to carry these people's narratives and lies and saving them. Just I don't know how you're doing it, girl. I can't.
What?
Your back
First
must be
off,
hurting.
may I remind you that Tiffany is on your
I
your
see
draft.
what she's doing. So
Okay.
I think what I don't want the people to be confused about is that I understand her gameplay. I would understand it more if she would talk to me or talk to America and let us know why she is looking like because I'm starting to feel like other people are more cookout than Tiffany is. Tiffany is
Really?
I'm cookout, but really so me. So I'm gonna keep all my white people that I'm supposed because everybody's supposed to have a white person to protect them. Well, it wasn't supposed to be a white person. Everybody's supposed to have someone who was out of the cookout to protect them. So, in my opinion, okay, I would assume that if anybody outside of the cookout was up with a cookout member, and if we won a veto and we wouldn't use it and just kick out someone who's not invited to the cookout. There'll be no blood on hands. There'll be no reason for us to flip or switch or do anything because the cookout's the main thing. And it doesn't matter who's sitting beside someone, says Tiffany, because this was her plan. Because that's when she was trying to teach him what's 6 plus 3, what's 3 plus this. Girl, I know math and arithmetic. What are you trying to say to me? But when she was talking to Kyland, let's all get a person to shield us, says her plan. It's so that just in case one of us is up with them, we'll be safe. We'll have the numbers. Well, now here we are. Hear ye. Okay? Here we are with one of the cookout members up against somebody who's not in the cookout. It should be very simple for us to say, okay, well then we don't need to change anything. We got the veto. Nobody got the veto. No, that person didn't get the veto. Keep nominations the same. Kick out the person who's not in the cookout. But no, we can't do that, right? No, we gotta save Tiffany. It gotta be this person knows Tiffany and her strategy, and these people are crying too much, and we gotta girl, y'all fake, y'all phony, y'all fraudulent.
But
Okay?
why is this Tiffany's issue though? Because Kyland's the HOH.
What? No, Kyland's stupid. Okay? Let's be clear. Kyland is stupid. And then even now we have Claire going back and forth. The person he just saved, now about to mess up the cookout. At first she was very strong on let's flip it. Oh, so was this a smart idea now, Kyland? If we saving the cookout? Because the person you just took off the block is now about to go gung-ho against the people that she says she don't like. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, okay. Well, it does make sense. Kyland doesn't have a working relationship with Brittany. He does not have anything with Brittany. He put her on the block. He has zero relationship with
He
Brittany.
doesn't have one with Alyssa, and he stood there during that veto competition while she was winning, and he acted like he didn't know how to count.
Again, it had a lot to do with the fact that X is literally his number 2 in this game, and X does not want Alyssa out. So when you think about when you have options, you have to, and first of all, he's never put Alyssa on the block before. So that would just mean new blood, new blood
You
on
got me
there.
there.
He
You got
lost,
me there.
he
Checkmate.
lost, yeah, he lost Brittany a while back. He already put Brittany on the block before. I don't think he's really even assuming that he would get Brittany's jury vote at this point either. He has
Checkmate.
zero alliances with her. In
Mhm.
this case with Claire, as Christina says, he is in an alliance with Claire. He has the relationship with Claire. He wanted to use that veto. It was a very strategic thing in him letting her win, because in letting her win, he is now getting the second veto. And even though, as messed up as that sounds, that he wanted her to win to get the veto so that he could then have the veto and then establish this relationship and the trust with Claire, and saying
But
that he
why
needed
not
to
with
keep up appearances.
why not with the cookout?
Huh?
Why not with, like, he could have just taken down, said, look,
Because of Brittany, because Brittany has a $100. Brittany is the wild card.
so then
Brittany, they
take
wouldn't know what
down
to do.
old boy and put up Brittany.
No, because then that would tip everybody else off of the cookout. That's like the whole idea is, and then they're also trying to keep the cookout still under wraps. And again, as other people have said, the cookout could possibly be the best and the worst thing that has happened to some of these people. They are, it's like
I think it's
live
the
by the
worst thing
sword,
that's happened to Jokers. I think
live
it's the
live by the
best thing,
sword, die by
worst
the
thing.
sword. It's
Yeah.
live by the sword, die by the sword. You are in ways saying we're going to get to final 6,
Mhm.
but what is that really going to look like when you get to final 6? It's going to be kind of a crapshoot at that point. Then you're just really focusing on who's going to win these competitions,
Yeah,
and who's
and
going to
that's
take
gonna
the
be
first pick.
Kyland and
And
Xavier.
Yeah. And it's going to be Kyland and X, unless it's no, it's going to be Kyland in any given situation, because not
Mhm.
only is he's a physical comp beast, but he's also a mental comp
Yeah,
beast.
he got it.
He
Yeah.
has proven to do it in both ways. So in a way, yes, are they getting rid of Brittany? Getting rid of Brittany now actually potentially saves them to still stay in the final 6. All of them are winning, are playing final 6 games, unless within the next week or 2, which I see Tiffany doing. And this is where I see Tiffany actually playing her own game in a little bit. She's still keeping Claire, and she's still trying to keep DX for as long as she can, in hoping that they win to take out someone from the cookout, so she does not have to be that person. And then it severs the whole relationship, and then they can go and pretend like the cookout is done.
Do you think that, first, that's gonna be some good TV if it happens?
Absolutely.
Do you think that if Kylan makes it to the end, if he keeps playing this way, he's going to be able to say what game moves he made, or that the jury's going to be like, yeah, but it sounds like everybody else made your decisions for you, so I'm not voting for you. Like, you didn't play a good game, you were manipulated, and those people played better games.
Well,
Because
here's the
even
thing. They
Tiffany
don't
can be like,
know.
I came to you. If Tiffany and Kylan were at the end, or if Tiffany's in a jury house, oh, I know she gonna talk. If Tiffany's in the jury house, they need to say her the final 3, okay? Because if Tiffany's in the jury house, the game she's playing in the house, she look like the same type of woman who's gonna take that to the jury house, and she gonna wake up every day while y'all drawing and coloring and everything else I did in the jury house, and she gonna talk about what things she was able to do, and when y'all do that round table, she gonna talk about, but that was my idea, and I did that, and because she has no allegiance to anyone. I don't see
She does have an allegiance, I think.
to
You don't
Tiffany.
well, I mean, that's just how the game probably should be played.
Who you
Having
think
an
she would root
alliance
for?
in like
Say Kylan and
Hannah.
Derek
Her
X
and
is at
Hannah,
the end.
her and Hannah have a final 2. Her and Kyland have a final 2. her and X have a final two. So I would assume any of those three would be people that she would root for. I think when it comes down to who is trying to take the strategic hat from each other, it would be between X and and Tiffany. X, and they all agree that that Kylan should probably be the first one out because of just all of the back, like the weirdness and the back and forth. And so I get that. Yeah,
He's
I
manipulated
totally
very
understand it.
easily, and Tiffany can take credit for everything that Kylan has done.
But here's the thing, like, we also had to take into account that we're the only ones that see everything. They do
Yeah.
not. They're not seeing everything that we're seeing. So when it comes down to it, it's going to come down to how each individual can really express what they've done in this game. Tiffany's got it down pat. She's there, like, she's pretty much strategically done pretty much everything, has been in on every right side of the vote, has
She's
changed,
created them.
has created targets, has planted seeds, has changed targets. Like, she can talk about what she is doing when it comes down to being final two. I think that if she gets to final two, more than likely she can, if she can get to the
If
emotional
she could get
players,
to final
if she
two,
can,
I think she'll win.
if she can, if she can really convey, like, everything to just a strategic game, like game level, and
She could
actually
even get
talk to
emotional
those who are
players.
emotionally to these players, and know that some of it was an emotional gameplay, and that she just had to do what she needed to do. I think that she could do it. I really do think she could do it. I
Yeah, I
think
think
that
she
it's
could get Big D
I think it's
for sure.
yeah. And I think it's very important for everybody to know that when you're in this game, because it is so hard to be there, because there is um more than most of the people who have ever played this game
Hmm.
have this understanding that nobody else, even those that are big super fans, have watched the show, have strategically analyzed it and everything. The only thing that they don't really account for is the way, the feeling that you have in this house, the
Yeah.
idea that it is a very hard game, and that you make decisions based on your gut and based on things that you are assuming are happening, whether they're true or not. You never really know.
Yeah.
So everybody there already gives people that grace of, you deserve to win just because you played the game. And I know
Yeah.
that sounds a little weird to some people.
It
You
doesn't,
know,
because I was just gonna say, I remember when I was talking to Danielle Reyes, and she read me my rights, okay, for sure, for sure. But I was thinking, as I was talking to her, I was thinking to myself, she would be yelling at me right now. Like, she just would be yelling at me right now, because she sees the strategy and how you need to overlook anybody's emotion and all of those things. I just can't right now, and I'm not going to, okay, until maybe week 8. Okay, y'all can judge
yeah,
me all y'all want to, but right now, I'm understanding this snowball effect that has happened, and I'm blaming partially Tiffany, and this Cookout Alliance that hasn't truly met, informed, and really solidified. This is how we're doing it. It's so piecemeal, where there's this distinct. There's a disconnect somewhere, because I don't feel like they had enough, for me, have sat down and said, okay, this is what the plan is, and this is how we do it, and this is how it gets done. Right now, it's okay. So the Cookout is the alliance, but if it's somebody that's on Tiffany's side that goes up, we got to say that person. But oh yeah, so the Cookout's the alliance, but we all have an extra person, and so the extra person should go home because they're our barrier, unless it belongs to the HOH. And unless that person belongs to Tiffany, then we have to save that person, and we pick somebody else's person,
absolutely,
and it's
absolutely. Because nobody,
frustrating.
no, it's not, boo. It's not, because seriously,
Hmm.
Asa and Big D should not be complaining about them losing anybody. If they wanted, then they should have won an HOH and
Hmm.
did it themselves. Kylan
I
right
hear you.
now is being a target because he is now second HOH win. He is now putting an extra target on his back, hell yes, he's going to put whoever he feels he needs to take out. Is that being manipulated by another cookout member? Absolutely. Is Tiffany kind of manipulating his thought process? A little bit. But he's letting himself be that way. So but you cannot, like, none of us could sit here and say this is not fair. If you didn't think it was fair, boo boo, you should have won the HOH. I am sorry. I am sorry, because HOH is the person who makes the decisions on why on my HOH am I going to get rid of someone that benefits you and not me. That doesn't make sense. None
because
of that
was our plan. Jessica, you are very harsh today.
It's a little hot. Let me like fan off a little bit. I think my Latina spiciness is coming out. I need to calm down, y'all. Tell me in the comments, and my ass needs to calm down. I'm gonna go okay, and then I will be done. But no, but it doesn't. But it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Who in the comments thinks that it would make sense on your HOH to listen to somebody else say it's not fair that you're getting rid of their person when that person is directly targeting you? Like, it doesn't make sense.
You have a point when you said earlier that Kyland already had blood on his hands from Brittany. So
yes,
because that, you have now convinced me that Brittany is an easier target.
Yeah.
Only because he did already put her up, and now he's doing it again. It's like, girl, you ain't had my back already anyway. So, and he could have just said that. We're in jury. I already put you up. I know you wouldn't vote for me, and so, well, girl, instead of making anybody else mad, girl, it's got to be you.
I mean, it's like you can't say, the people can say, oh, it's not fair when you're looking at things that would be fair or not. Mm-hmm. Is it fair that if I won HOH, I could target whoever the fuck I want? Is that fair? That would be fair. So is it unfair then that I target a person who's close to you if they're trying to get me out? Which one's fair? Which one's fair and which one's not fair? If you didn't want them targeted, then you needed to win HOH. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't give you the HOH because the person that you would keep safe would be targeting me. Okay. What's still not fair about this? Like it's a lot of this I understand from them not even having to talk to each other, because you see it because of what we see. We get the privilege of seeing like all of this stuff that they don't see. And some of them aren't picking up on these cues, which is just the beauty and the beauty of the game, right? It's the beauty of the game. They don't get it. And we're just like, it's like watching like a Freddy Krueger movie. That bitch is behind
you! You thoroughly convinced me about this week for Kyland. Like, you really have convinced me. I'm going to props to do, because no one has been able to. But if I now look at it,
he said, "Don't calm down, embrace this heat."
Yeah, please. Okay, moving on that. You've now convinced me at least that okay, Kyland, this is possibly the best move for you this week, because it doesn't ruffle any feathers, because you already put her up before. Unless Brittany's truly was like, I understand that I'm a pawn, which now I have to go back and watch that week. I hate when I have to do that. But now I have to go back and watch that week. But unless Brittany thought that she truly was a pawn his week and it was just hard for her to be a pawn, he ain't ruffling no feathers. And the blood he already had on his hands is the blood that he's now removing from the house.
So, exactly. So this is like
you did it.
Loss. He didn't hurt anybody.
It took an hour and a half.
It took an hour and a half for me to convince Busy as to why Brittany needed to go.
It took an hour and a half, but you did it.
I did it. So I mean, so now it's tomorrow. Now it's tomorrow. We're looking at if anybody has been watching the feeds as of right now, it still seems that Brittany's going to be, the person who will be going home. There has been talks of a flip.
It's not gonna happen.
We do see that Claire and DX are really trying to get Big D out. Like, is it a possibility? I mean, it's always entertaining to kind of see the possibility, the
It's not gonna
possibility
happen.
of
But this
that.
is what I was telling y'all about with keeping these other people's alliance members in. When you're keeping in Claire and you're keeping in Derek F and you're keeping in Sarah Beth, they're going to target the people a part of your alliance that you say you're sitting here to help. So
Yeah.
don't say nothing when Big D and Ozza go off feeling like y'all making us targets. And that's what I'm saying about that. I understand y'all unemotional hoes. I understand how y'all feel, but I'm just saying this is what I was talking about and how hard they're going. Now Claire's been working. She just got saved from the block. Shut up. But no, she's been working nonstop.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is she I don't know about working nonstop.
She could shut up.
She has had to endure a lot of it. Um yeah.
She could shut up.
Yeah,
You're
and
not like you're not on the block. Like you could just be like, so now that you saved me, what are we doing? We're gonna save, or we're gonna get Brittany out. Okay, then that's the plan. That's what she could do.
yeah. And you know what? And the thing is like as Christina says, like X is now mad that, Hannah and Tiffany can't, control uh DX and
Because
Claire.
didn't we save them for you, girl? But now look at you. Now they're running amok.
And here's the thing is because they want to do this flip, right? Because they are now understanding that they get it. They see the cookout. They see the cookout. They don't know about the cookout, but they see it. They're getting
but those are the ones you want to save.
it. You know, at
It
this
just doesn't make
point,
sense to me.
yes, it's the person that you want to. It's the person for Tiffany that you want to save because they're never going to target Tiffany. Like, who is going after the cookout? Who's going after the cookout?
Well, Claire is.
People who are not in the cookout, right?
So why are we saving Claire?
If those people that are not on the cookout, like say, okay, Brittany leaves. Let's say like Brittany's gone.
Mm-hmm.
If it's now just Claire, SB, and DX, and those are the only three that are left.
The competition beast.
And out of those, DX, yes, but DX is winning competitions to keep Tiffany safe as well. Like Tiffany's horrible. Tiffany's horrible at competitions. Yeah. So she is obviously hiding behind someone like DX, like Claire and DX, so that he can potentially target Kyland and X. That is the whole plan.
And they should see that, and Ozzy and Big D do. In my opinion, and it's an emotional view. Okay, it's through tears, but I feel like they do see it. Like, girl, y'all keeping the people for you so that they can get us out. And the people who are first on the list are X and Kyland. Yep. But y'all on Tiffany's side talking about us crying. Yeah, and still y'all gonna be the ones who get out first. Because as soon as Derek X gets another chance, that lady with the braids who y'all keep protecting, y'all gonna be on the receiving end of the people y'all helped her keep in this house. But they'll learn the hard way.
They will. It's still, it's still a very interesting thing as tomorrow rolls around, whoever comes out of this, the next HOH will be a big one, depending on whether Claire wins it or DX wins it, which could, I mean,
that's
right
gonna
now,
change the house. If Sarah Beth, DX, or Claire win, I don't see. I cannot. I've been trying to think through the plan. No, I don't know what this gonna look like.
Will be over. The cookout, if DX or Claire win this HOH, the cookout will no longer be safe. Someone will go from that 6. Yeah. It will not be Tiffany.
It won't.
And I think that this is going to be a very interesting watch, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I personally think that the cookout has gone to about as far as it can go
Yeah.
without it affecting, you know, a person's chance to actually win the $750, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, even it will be a for sure thing that at least one member of the cookout will be in the final two. um it's a for sure, it's a for sure thing.
Well, yeah. At
um
this point, yeah.
yeah. I when I look, this is Christina says, Jess, do you think it will be a luck of crap or a crapshoot comp? I'm actually
What did we
if
just have? Endurance and what was the HOH? It was
it was the it we had the wall comp, and then we had Otev as a veto. And then we had, because we had the knockout comp, I'm assuming that it's gonna probably be another endurance. If
mhm.
it kind of is gonna be mimicking other competitions, I think it might be the slip and slide if they're thinking about doing it again. There's enough people right now
Maybe
after this
that's
next
what
one
their
to have
plan
enough.
is.
Yeah, what was that?
So they've been giving us, because people need to sign up for Paramount Plus and CBS, you guys, so you can get the live feeds. But after the episode, the live feeds show the competition, and they've started a whole new app. So maybe this is a part of the pro. And make sure y'all go sign up for the app, because Evil's on there, which is an amazing show. If y'all not watching it, go and watch it. But maybe it's why they've been taking these veto competition. I mean, veto ceremonies, and not having them, taking up time during our HOH, and then doing these
Yeah.
extended endurance competitions live, so that people will sign up for the feeds, so that y'all can watch the thing. Y'all, well, I'm not saying that's what y'all doing, but if y'all were, y'all smart. And people need to sign up for it anyway, because Evil is an amazing show, and it only comes on Paramount Plus. And I'm telling you, if y'all not watching it, y'all
Yeah.
crazy.
It would make sense. It says no time to finish the slip and slide. No, absolutely not. But the
Yeah,
fact that they
never.
didn't, the fact that they didn't do the veto announcements would then make me assume that maybe tomorrow they do the veto, they announce the veto.
How
They
many people left?
as of then it would be nine. Nine.
That's too many people for a slip and slide.
No, it's
It's normally
eight.
like
It's
6
eight.
or 7.
No, it's eight. It's usually
Okay.
eight.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's usually 8 or
Also,
6,
then it may be
depending, but
that.
it would be 8. 8 because then 9, it would typically be even. I'm not sure if it would be evens, but that's exactly when it like worked for us. It
Okay.
was like 9, and then one person who's HOH
Set
sat
out
out, and then there was 8 of us
8. Okay.
competing. Typically this is an endurance, so more than likely one of the guys are gonna win, which Kyland is not playing, so it would definitely go to probably DX or X, or the next closest person, maybe Alyssa.
I was just gonna say Alyssa. I was thinking
Yeah.
Alyssa or Hannah. I don't know why the speed and sliding. I don't know why it was giving
Wait,
me
9 would be
Hannah.
playing. Did he say 9 would be playing? Let's see. No, S. I would need to think. I would need to think about that, but yeah. So
Derek
that
F
would
can
kind
sit
of
down. Big D can sit down if he wanted to.
that's hard. I would tell you, like, I played the slip and slide, and that's hard.
Yeah.
He will not make it up that ramp. Like,
Yeah.
if it was hard enough to get up on a veto, like on Otev, it is
Mm-hmm. With
insanely,
the rope.
because the slip and slide, actually, it's laced in Crisco. It's all oil, right?
Uh-huh.
The white that looks is all
Is it on the incline?
it's on an incline. So
Okay.
when you're going down, yeah, it kind of goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when you pour out whatever you're going to pour, and when you're coming back, you have to actually skate up a little bit of a
Ugh.
ramp. So that's where a lot of people end up falling. And yeah, it's a little bit of a
Asa
trap.
needs this one. She needs this
Oh,
one.
Ozza too. I think Ozza could definitely. It would be someone who would be good in working out. To be quite honest, I think Brittany would have done really good in this comp
Oh, for
too.
sure.
She has short legs, so maybe not, like, 'cause short people aren't going to really do very
But
well
she
in this.
dances and she's,
But
you
the
know, I feel like
fact
she
that
got it.
she's just like go 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 go, she definitely would have been good at that. Anybody
For
who
sure.
has done, yeah, anybody who has done that. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be excited to see what's gonna happen tomorrow. The HOH is gonna is gonna be everything. This is going to be the first person who's going into jury, mind you. So
Hmm.
for those people, we get access to jury in a little bit of a different way. So our interviews for the first evicted juror, I do not get to actually physically ask them these questions. We actually have to turn in 5 questions to the evicted house guests. So if there are any questions that you have for either Brittany or Big D, keep them pretty simple.
Yeah.
Let us know in the
Oh,
comments.
just let me pick the 5 questions. Okay, you did
Yeah,
all the
pick a
interviews. I'll pick the
couple.
questions.
Yeah, pick the questions. Like
Okay.
I'll also ask in our
Hmm.
girl, let's agree to disagree Twitter handle of right after the show as well, so that you can let us know. But we're gonna have a really tight deadline, so I have to give
Oh,
them
immediately.
submit
Okay.
these questions. I have to submit these questions about like maybe an hour or two after the evicted house guest is chosen. So just let us know if there is a specific question, especially since we kind of know Brittany's already going. If there's a question that you have for Brittany, let me know. I will I will ask it as long as it's PG.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, for the most
Keep
part,
it
I think
cute,
y'all are
y'all.
really keep it cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um keep it cute, keep it consistent, and yeah, and I'll definitely ask. So oh, yes, Megan. Okay, so thank you for reminding me of this. So yes, I will be coming to Hearts of Reality in December. I'm very, very excited. For those of you all who do not know, Hearts of Reality is a non-for-profit. They give proceeds to Give Kids the World. And there's going to be quite a few Big Brother, Survivor, Circle,
Some of the
um,
best Big Brother
some of the
players.
some of the
Like the creme de la creme.
some of the best reality TV people in
Hmm.
general are going to be attending Hearts of Reality. It is in December. I am raising money to go to this event, so all of us do have to raise a certain amount of money for Give Kids the World. So I will be posting the link if you would like to help donate to these children who get just they get these amazing experiences. Many of them have unfortunately not long to live, or battling diseases, illnesses, sometimes fatal. So we really try to give them
I mean, I've gotten
some
naked for
beautiful
charity
things.
before, so we can do that
Did
on
you
your
say
channel.
did you say naked?
Yeah, on the internet. I'll send you the I'll send you a post. But me and Jolene, we raised I don't know, over $1,000 for someone. But me and Tatum Bay
Oh,
had to get naked. So but we took off all our clothes, but I did have covering. I think it was this pillow specifically.
that's wild.
Uh, but every time someone donated and asked a question, we did take off clothes and we answered the question. It was a lot of fun.
Like, I think you know I, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. I don't like the last time that I had raised anything was ever really was when I did the Avon walk for breast cancer. My mother had breast cancer
Oh, mine too.
while I was on the show. My mother was battling breast cancer. I don't think,
Oh,
and that's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know, is just like
yeah.
cancer does run in my family. My My cousin, unfortunately, had died the week before I went into the house of breast cancer complication, actually metastatic breast cancer. She had gotten it again, and then it kind of spread throughout her whole body. And I had literally went to her funeral the week before I was taken.
Girl, and
To
you
the
still
big
went into the
conviner.
house
And
strong.
yeah, and my mother was going through her final bouts of chemo and going into radiation during the
I'm
time that I
sorry.
was in the house. So breast cancer, or cancer in general, but breast cancer is something that's very near and dear to my heart. Obviously, to see little kids, like when I was there helping my mother, I would see so many. So I've seen so many different people with different illnesses, and of course with children. And it's Give Kids the World is just such an amazing organization. And so I'm glad that this year that I'd be part of it, because last year I decided not to go because of COVID related.
Mhm.
COVID had just started, and they did go and do the things, but I just didn't feel comfortable enough. Now I'm vaccinated, I'm good, I'm ready to go and just and raise some money.
Let's raise some money, y'all.
So let's raise some money, y'all. Like, I'm ready. I want to give them as much as possible. And I was actually thinking about not giving away, but actually auctioning off some of my Big Brother, some of my
Ooh,
Big Brother stuff. I
that
have
would be
like
cute.
I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I was debating.
Okay.
I actually
Let's see it. Let's see it.
um
Let's see.
uh so I have my I have my
Oh my gosh.
my Veto I
Yes.
don't know who would
Yes.
want my Veto helmet,
I'm
but
sure
I
someone
mean,
will purchase it.
would anybody want my Veto helmet?
Yes, I'm sure.
I
I'm
don't even
sure.
know. I've been wondering what I was gonna do with all of this stuff. I really don't know. Tell me, guys, if this is a good thing for me to actually
Yeah. Do you get to
donate.
keep your veto? Like when you win it, do they give it to you?
No, the actual Veto.
Is
No,
it's
this is
it's
what I
one
got.
video?
Was my
It's one
Veto
veto.
helmet.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
one
because
veto.
it's the it's
Well, I
my
wonder
Veto
if
helmet.
then if oh my god, see this too many cocktails. I wonder if why is her name escaping me right now? And I'm looking Davon,
I
Mama Day. Does she get to keep her little veto?
I have my hide and go Veto, which is
It didn't look like that on the show. I didn't think
it's big.
it
This
is big.
this
And
is this is
where did
big.
you hide yours?
Oh, you don't want to know. Yeah, I did. Okay, I will tell you.
Okay.
I hid it under my bed, but I hid it under. It was under quite a few different things,
Yeah.
but I had several places of where I was gonna put this.
Yeah.
But right before the Veto, they kind of tell you the places that you cannot put it in, and two of my places
Oh.
were in the places that we can.
Oh, they done got you, Jess.
I
They done
know.
get you.
I know. So, I had these two. Oh, actually,
Oh,
if
somebody said that they will buy it if you signed it.
I also have the cast list, the cast.
Oh no, keep
Of,
that. Keep that. Yeah,
are you
don't.
serious? I don't need
Yeah.
this.
I
I
mean, you don't. Well, you know what? They'll make a lot of money off it, but that's a memory that you can't like
what?
get back.
I could totally print it. I could totally print this. I mean, I lived with these thing people. I lived with them. You think that I care about Kemi's signature when I talk to that chick
Oh,
every day?
that's
I
true.
thought I don't need Kemi's signature, but y'all can have
That's a
Kemi's
cute one. So
signature.
put it in the frame, yes, and write something sweet in the back. Those would be cute.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few. And and I also have my well, I have my tossed in space.
That I would want to buy that. That's cute. I would buy that.
This
Yes.
was from this was from Otev. So this
Yes.
was an Otev this was my Veto that I won.
I would buy that.
Yeah, I know. It's so there's a few different things. Oh,
I think
and
you
I
got some good stuff.
also I have my camp BB shirt.
I don't think anybody black will want that.
Ah! I cannot with you.
I'm not gonna give that to us, girl.
I have my Big Brother comp chip.
Oh my
my
god, that
Leo
would be
chip.
so cool to have.
I know, it's just like, here's the thing, y'all. I keep so many things that I'm borderline feel like a hoarder.
So you like tchotchkes and stuff like that? Do you have a plate, or do you just toss them around?
What do you mean?
Like my grandmother, she loves like tchotchkes, and I think that's the name that you call them, but like little, wow, how do you say it in Jamaica? Like little snicker snackers. But like she keeps everything, but then it has a place. Like she has this glass thing that all of those things definitely would have been on already. Okay, and just sitting there,
maybe.
and
I
it look
mean,
like you just pulling it from the closet.
It's like a part of me, or these are memories, but at the same time, it's just like I don't
you
have
don't want those
space for
memories.
them.
Oh,
Like I don't have. No, it's not that I don't want the memories. It's just like I don't have space with them. Like I'm not a collector of sorts.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't have like a room where all my stuff is, and so I don't know. I feel like it would be better to just auction them off if I know that it's going to go to like a good home, people that really do like love the game
appreciate
it, and that it's going to go to a good charity. So I mean,
I said
keep the veto chip because it's so small in the way you have something, but this is the one that I keep that I will not give away, but is my key.
Oh, for sure.
This is definitely something that I will keep, and I think that this is just like what means the most to me is my key.
If you ever fall in hard times, you can sell that.
But I also have my key tag, like the key tag that was on my book bag. Yeah. So there's different ways. So I don't know. I guess it would just really depend.
Yeah. And they give you a Big Brother bag. Do you still use that?
Oh yeah, I use the bag all the time. That bag is just, I mean, I'm not a bag girl, like I'm not someone who's always changing my bag. So when I travel, it's like the best duffel bag. Very spacious. I will never give that away. But yeah, so I will definitely put those that info in the comments, not in the comment section, but in the detailed section, so that the link. So if you'd like to donate to Give Kids the World, that would be great. And
we'll figure out some more things.
Yeah, and let us know.
I will take off my clothes for charity.
Sorry, Brandon. And I do have my real model Mayhem BB comic. I do have my big comic.
Okay.
Yeah, I have, and it's big, and it's like.
I'm sure you want to keep that though. It's your BB comic. I mean, if someone could just make one of me, I would, do a lot of things for them.
It's. So you are kind of drawn into a comic though. That's your busy,
That's true, but I mean, your brother made that, and that wasn't like my BB comic.
Oh, for those who don't know, because I don't think people know that Busy is that Busy Blues comic, his cartoon drawing of himself with Jolene. And then of course himself, it was drawn by my brother. So and unbeknownst to me, actually, because it was not like, oh, you're Jessica's brother. Okay. Like, can you do this for, no, like Jolene met him prior to me. Like they loved Jolene's recaps. So, and if you don't, make sure to give her a follow.
He was awesome to work with. His drawings are awesome, and he was awesome to work with. He told me about stuff that I had no idea about before, and ways in which our drawings or our pictures can be used. And he gave us the family discount, which was still $1 million. But we use it all the time. Yeah, but we use them all the time, and he's like really amazing. And We may need some new stuff coming up soon. So he was like, as long as you don't put it on a billboard, okay, you can use it wherever. He's like, he was the most amazing and the easiest to work with, and
Oh,
I
good.
complain a lot. So, but
Okay.
he did not
Well,
even care. Like he didn't.
if
He was like, whatever you want, I'll do it.
if there's ever a moment where you don't like him, he's not my brother. Okay. I just,
No,
because
he was
sometimes
easy
he
to
could be
work
a bit
with.
much.
No, he
Okay.
was easy to
Well,
work with. Even when I was like, I don't
he's my
like the
brother.
color of my hat. We had to change the color of my hat so many times because I was like, nope. And my nose was white at one point. And I was like, I have a black nose. Like, but he made those changes, and it was almost like he got it out of my head. Like once I said it,
Yeah.
it just came into form, and I was like, he's the most awesome, you guys.
Yeah.
He's
He's a
awesome.
he's a really great artist.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I think for the most part
That's it.
that's pretty much it. We've had a long
2
2 hours
hours,
with
girl.
y'all. Well, I don't know, man, Busy. I guess we just need
We're the
to be
worst.
hanging out a little bit
We
longer.
do.
I'm sorry for y'all to have, but thank you for everybody who has stayed with us for the whole 2 hours. You guys are amazing. We love you so much. We appreciate your support. Seriously. Where can people find you busy tomorrow? Or do you have a show tomorrow?
Yes, so I go live every Thursdays on my channel. Busy Blue, no space, no E, just like my name. It's everywhere. I think it's this one right here. Boom. And you can find me the same name every single place. Last time Jessica joined me. We do have live call-ins where if you want to talk to me, or Jess was there last time. You can ask us questions and give your opinions. I want to hear what other people feel about it. And my audience is different than other people's audiences. So we get down and dirty and we talk about how we really feel. It's a fun time. So yeah, join us there. And if you don't want to join that channel, you can always truly hear what I have to say on Twitter.
Always, always. I don't know what time, but Sarah from Nerdtainment has asked me to be on her show, so it may be, I'm not quite sure if it's on at the same
It's no,
time as
yeah,
you
it's
or a
normally
little bit
straight after. Yeah,
later, or
it's normally straight after. Yeah,
yeah, so usually straight after as well. So I will be on Nerdtainment tomorrow with
that's gonna be
Sarah.
fun. Is David gonna be there?
I do not know. I'm
sure
not quite sure, but yeah, for those of you who do not follow Sarah, follow her at Entertainment. She is she's amazing too. She gets very strategic. I love, like, actually I love talking game to absolutely everybody.
Yeah,
including
y'all
Julian as
minds
well.
are gonna be the same. So no, because I will say, and I was talking, I've been talking to Sarah. Me and Sarah see each other. Like we also see Tiffany. So I you know what? Maybe I have
So
to
what you're
cancel my
saying is,
show
yeah.
and tune in.
So what you're saying is that Sarah and I will be having a differences of opinion
I
on
can't wait.
tomorrow's show,
I
which is
cannot
fine.
wait.
I love talking to Sarah. I love to
Yeah,
talking game with Sarah. She's actually amazing. And
yeah.
you know what? And the thing is like live is fun, but you know what? It's also great to support us when we're not live. So if you know anybody, like, share, comment this it helps with the algorithm. Also share it with somebody so that they can watch it. I know it's 2 hours, but you know, if they're
It's a
washing the
fun 2
dishes, if they're
hours.
cleaning something, you know, this is what I do with some of the other podcasts. Like I love going from different podcasts. I go from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, and it's I love listening to them. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, yeah. And that's it. And we just want to thank you guys. I never know how to I never know how to say goodbye to you guys because I love you guys so much. I have like anxiety, you know, like separation anxiety.
That's because your husband's always in the back opening up the door. Okay.
He's probably, I'm supposed to have a nice little walk with him too. And so I was like, I also needed some leftover wine. So I mean that's basically my plan. But yes, again, click like, subscribe, click to receive our notifications. We love y'all so much. And wait, I gotta say it because boy Brandon, you know he does it all the time.
My endurance buddy.
our boy Brandon, and that's the T. We love you guys so much. Peace out.
I feel